The sounds of New York were rather hushed this evening. Broken honks and grinding tires were muffled behind the monotonous voices in the hotel of the peninsula, behind the melodic symphony of the classical music that was chosen, most likely by its owner, or those who operate the chain. There was a deafening roar of those coming in for the evening, from parties to get-togethers, traveling layovers, and some rich folk looking to spend a romantic evening in the rooftop bar before heading into their rooms for a more intimate and personal moment. Most are humans, mortals unaware of the vampires around them, and a small portion of those who do enter are fellow kindred, looking to get away from a dangerous world and seek a bit of shelter for the evening. Alan is there for the younger kindred, giving the space and shelter they need for the night and a place to rest during the day, while his human employees handle the rest of them, the oblivious humans. On occasion, Alan is pulled aside to handle the occasional off-the-rocker mortal, but that was a child's play for him and his powerful abilities. A small smile, a charming world, and those mortals become putty in his hands. While the blissful crowd of mortals unaware of your presence came and left, you spent those nights searching for clues or secrets to what the Carmelas sought for, or so you thought. Your efforts are going above and beyond. Your efforts of going above and beyond have found yourselves in an interesting dilemma. A young mortal, young, dumb, and obsessive, finds herself in your gaze, quite literally. Essence made it her mission to acquire Miss Abby's phone, knowing that this phone has something dire recorded. You used your abilities to beckon a serpent to your aid, and with ease, and her sudden fear of snakes, you were able to take her phone back into your room to look over it. As Essence spent her time overlooking the device for what could be, or not be, dire consequences for you later, Alan soon arrived, wishing this phone back from Essence and Rochelle, who soon joined Essence to her aid to conquer the conquest over this phone. Once Essence had satisfied Alan, he was soon pulled to Casimir, the latter expressing his gratitude towards his earlier gesture of willingly offering his blood to satisfy your beast. But you also requested something rather strange of the Toreador, a Banu Hakim willingly requesting to meet with a Tremere, though Alan himself isn't quite aware of the significance, rather sees this as more of a disturbance to his very esteemed guest. It takes some convincing on your part, but you manage to get Alan to agree to speaking with the Camarilla's Tremere, Caden. But those visions still brought you great curiosity, and you lightly inquired on Alan's deepest inner memory, forcing your lightly bonded friend to leave. After many minutes had passed for you and Rochelle, and Essence, you both used your skills and put your thoughts together to discover a big dark secret on Abby's former phone, the vampire's internet, with an account for multiple outlets of for the vampire's equivalent of Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so much more. But one had stood out to you that had most of the activity on it. This brought you and Rochelle to wonder if this girl is a hunter or not. Is she an observer? An obsessive dreamer? Discovering this, Rochelle and Essence called for Casimir to meet up in his room to reveal their feelings with an expected but an early guest. Caden showed. While he and Casimir talked, they soon came to an agreement. Caden is willing to be a donor on the condition that you, Casimir, gave him something in turn, to which you gave your lover, your sire's blood to him, that he will give it back to you as well in exchange that he gets to use some of that blood in a single experiment, to which you agree, and your deal had been sealed. Once Caden wanders off with your vial in his front coat pocket, you go back into your room with the look of defeat, the aura of utter devastation swirling around you. With Essence and Rochelle's persuasion and mild poking, Essence unintentionally guesses the true significance of this vial. Upon gathering everyone together, Essence and soon Rain are ushered into Casimir's ritualistic circle that he had been preparing all early evening. With everyone instilled with his chosen form of protection, Essence and Rochelle now reveal what they have discovered, with Rain's suggestion of finding a Malkavian to help before things go south. You waited for Eric, one of Essence's ghouls. Casimir goes to find Caden to quiet the Banu Hakim's awakened beast. Essence moved to seek out Alan to warn him of his employees' activities, and Rochelle and Rain go to the newly turned kindred's home to gather supplies needed for their visit to the hospital. Casimir finds Caden with ease, following his Miamor's blood like a shark on the hunt, and Caden helps you quiet the beast for now. In your little spiteful jabs towards one another, you ask the other if he knows of a Malkavian. Too luckily, he does, but rather than giving any helpful information, he chooses to tell you that he'll look the other way if the Oracle happens to meet an unfortunate fate. With the hopes of having your sire's blood returned sooner, you agree, and return to find Essence, who had already found herself in Alan's office waiting for his return. Under his very well-hidden exhaustion and mild stress, you inform him of Abby's little excursions into the very, very different dark web, which he knew. Well, quite a bit he knew, but not of her accounts or her access to the web. In his own way, he begs help of you. His only request, don't let the Carmilla know. A dangerous plea, but you two come to an agreement. You will keep quiet and won't inform the Carmilla, in exchange of a no questions asked IOU. As you go through to leave, you are sure to offer you're sure to offer to keep his door open if he so wished, to which Alan didn't reject outright. It was here that Eric arrived in the lobby, disheveled and quickly fixing himself up as you are wandering down into the main lobby. Tossing aside any of his excuses for being late, you tell him your plans for the coming night. He will be subjected to a more dangerous dose of the Cobra's family drug, a drug named after the very family, the Cobra. Though trying to find a way to get out of it, Essence brushed it aside, assured him of his safety before she takes her fill of his blood, filling her vitae. With Rain's help, you two investigated your apartment thoroughly. How unusual it was to be this clean, the damage to the window, and how you were never able to receive a call back from your mother. And with the scent of a very woody fragrance filling this place, you knew something must be seriously wrong. With desperate haste, you two sweep through the apartment for clues and anything to tell you what happened. Finding only a strange pin with a red jewel and a faded, worn-out, and mostly illegible card, you return to the hotel with haste, where you find the badges have been made and finished just in time for your arrival. It is now growing closer to sunrise, the hour just after 2, and with a young woman's blood stirring with panic and rage. Rochelle, you are having a hard time controlling yourself. That very rage, your inner panic, is just stirring something deep inside you. Something you haven't quite experienced as of yet, but you've heard rumors, whispers amongst the hotel as you were passing by, and light little mentions spoken amongst your coterie. A beast, you feel, is stirring and forming within your soul, deep within your core, crawling and raging, waiting to break through. Lightly, you haven't heard this voice yet, but it's faint, it's distant, and it's slowly beginning to echo more and more and more. What do you all do?
You said it was 2 o'clock in the morning?
Just after 2.
Just after 2. Okay. Alright. I think Casimir was still in his room trying to figure out the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I believe me and Rain we went to Essence's room.
Yes. And
Okay.
Essence made the badges for everyone.
Right.
While Eric just passed it on the bed. Well, he's just high off life, not passed out.
Okay, I think Rochelle, she's kind of panicked and she wants to like hurry up and get to the hospital. So right now she's just kind of like, let's go. Can we go now? Or
It's like we need to go get Cashmere and then we can head out.
You want to go get her? Get him?
Get her.
yes, let's get Casimir and then we can go and get this over with.
All right, let's go. The Essence would try to pull Eric off the bed while he's like wobbling around.
Alright. I assume he's gonna hear knocking and he's gonna open the door and he's gonna have the phone in his hand. It's gonna be upside down. He's like, oh, you guys are back.
What are you doing?
Oh, Miss Essence, could you show me how to work this thing later?
Yes, we got other business to take care of, but we can do a phone lesson later on.
Okay. And he just drops it on the floor, but then he stops and he's like, oh crap. Picks it up, puts it on the bed, locks the door.
We're all ready. We have the badges.
Oh crap. Before we go, one more thing. And he dashes into his room and he's going to grab his weapon and stuff it on his back. Like hidden in his back.
This is just gonna be like, you're gonna carry a whole weapon into a hospital?
Rochelle's just
little-
kind of dancing in place, like let's go.
Okay. Now he's gonna lock his. Now he's gonna lock it. You never know.
Yeah, I understand. Esther just
How
starts
are we
walking
going to get-
downstairs.
How are we going to get to the hospital?
We have a car downstairs. Unless you ate the guy.
No.
Cool, thank you for not eating him. He means well.
You're heading downstairs?
Yeah, heading downstairs to
Yep.
Isaac.
Yep, we're all heading downstairs.
You're all heading downstairs. You go downstairs. Is Eric or Isaac driving?
Isaac. Eric is too high for that shit.
Eric, just kind of slapping around a little bit, trying to get him roused up, wide awake. And he's just more mumbling, incoherent little babblings, until you finally have enough. Grab him by the scruff. His collar, pull him up.
It's like,
And that does manage to drive him awake. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? What's going on?
I was like, we're gonna do the plan. You remember the plan I was explaining to you? Before the bathroom? Yeah. So, we're gonna get in the car. I'm gonna give you a little vials to drink, and you know the drill.
I'm sure there's nothing else I can do.
No, you already paid. Already paid you.
I mean, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Don't worry, you know
Y'all
I never
had-
scared you wrong.
Under his breath, just not yet.
What was that?
Nothing. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Better be.
You all gather your things. You make sure you have everything on hand, from the badges and anything you might feel that's important to bring. Clamber together. Begin making your way towards the elevator. From the elevator, you move downstairs into the main lobby, where you are seeing the collection of those different mortals and kindred all checking in or checking out. And as you push your way past them to meet up with Isaac, who was waiting for your return. Essence.
But yeah, I think Essence would go in the back seat with Eric to make sure he drinks the vial. And she would give Isaac the address to the hospital too.
Okay. He starts putting it in. Who is sitting there?
Can I sit by a window? I might need air getting into the. He's gonna kind of shrink back, like.
Isaac will kind of lean in to you, Essence. Does a vampire need air?
I was just like, technically, I don't know. Nah, I don't know. But go ahead and just give him air.
Are you going to be in the front or the back, Casimir?
I think I'm gonna be in the back. I don't want to be a big bird, like, distraction to everybody. So I'm gonna be, like, in the back, clenched on tightly to something.
Frank, where will you be sitting?
Nowhere near Casimir.
So I assume the front seat.
Yeah, I'll take the front seat.
Okay. Rochelle. So I assume are you going to be in the back as well?
Yeah, I just slide into the back, like right next to Casimir. I don't care. I'm just like, fuck it.
You're in. You buckle yourself in. And on the other side, will be. Let's see. So if you were going to be in the very back, what kind of car do you have? Essence?
It's one of those. I forgot the name of the car, but it's the car with the back seat, and have the middles, and then have the fronts.
Okay. So you'll go ahead and you'll plant yourself in the middle, so that way you can sit next to Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as you get in, you get seated, you get comfortable, you get buckled in, and Isaac soon begins pulling out into the streets and driving down. You're making yourself comfortable in there. You take this moment, once you're about halfway to the hospital, to give as much time as you possibly can. You get halfway, you go ahead and administer the Cobra in your fashion.
Yep. So the pepper spray contains technically 3 vials, but she's only gonna stop until there's like a little bit left, because he only needs 2. We don't want to kill the man. So she will unscrew her pepper spray bottle and like makes him drink it, and then stop it at the correct amount.
And how will this drug affect Eric?
Basically, like very much chills, but fever, feels like he's choking, like a very much an allergic reaction / poison attack. Not pleasant at all.
And how long does it take for it to take effect?
Usually takes 5 minutes when it's a 2 vial. Yeah.
Okay. You get in, you give it to him, and traffic is sort of packed, but it's more people trying to merge onto the freeways, the highways, to get to the country, to their outside of the city, to their homes, to the Bronx, Queens, and different areas of the city before you finally are allowed onto the highway that takes you directly to the hospital. This particular highway now is completely devoid of traffic and just one clear straight shot. Within that 5-minute mark, that's when you get to see Eric beginning to shiver, beginning to shake, trying to pull his coat in closer to keep himself warm. It's not going to do any good for him. And once you're a few minutes out from the hospital, that's when it really begins to take hold for him. And he begins making vocal complaints about how he's feeling at that point, trying his best not to panic, because he knows what will happen if he actually truly panics.
We don't want no panic at the disco here.
No, we don't. And upon
Casimir's gonna look over at Rochelle and over at Essence. Have you seen those things out there right now? And he's gonna point at the window, like the lights and the skyscrapers. He's just gonna be happy, kind of. Coming down a little bit, just like and odd.
Why Eric's just screaming in the
Not
background, I'm in pain!
The person that's panicking in the car, he's just gonna be like,
Oh my god, these lights look so beautiful. Oh my god, I'm in pain!
just the panic, pain, screaming.
Ah! Wow, these
you know
lights.
that's something now.
I know Essence is probably just gonna hold on to Eric's and just rub her fingers through his hair. She'd be like, "It's gonna be all right."
What is the game plan again? I just want to. This is your mother's hospital, right? What exactly are we doing again? I just want to make sure.
So Essence drugged up that dude that's screaming right now, and she's gonna take him into the hospital as a distraction. So me, Rain, and you can go in and find this woman and speak to her. That's the plan. And we have
Do we
security
know-
badges. So
Do we know where in the hospital she's located?
I can get behind the computer desk and look it up.
Okay.
So follow her. Follow her.
Yes. That sounds like the plan to me, and I'll just use my dramatic acting skills to keep everyone distracted.
Yeah. Keep them distracted, honey.
We'll make sure. Shh, Eric, you're making too much noise.
I mean, you're good at distracting people.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of what I do.
I'm gonna take this time. Can I pull out Twilight and begin to read it slowly?
Sure.
There's
far
so
you
much
in?
stimulation happening.
No,
in this
I'm on chapter 2 still, because that's as far as we got, but I want to make sure that we make it to chapter 2.
Oh,
Rochelle's just gonna try and tune out the man screaming and just look out the window. Just like, this isn't happening. I don't hear this.
this is happening. You don't hear this. You're trying to recollect yourself, wondering if what you actually felt was your beast, or if it was just a manifestation of the anger, the frustration, the confusion, just the chaos that has suddenly wrecked your brain.
Yeah, Rochelle's
left.
like, that's not real. I was just having, it's I'm fine. I'm just worried about my mom. Yeah, just in denial.
In denial. That is a river in Egypt.
Once, by the time we do get to the hospital, you have indeed reached chapter 2 of Twilight. You go in, and surprisingly enough, the hospital doesn't seem like on the outside. There's a lot of cars, but you're not seeing the influx of people coming in and out, in and out. People who are being discharged or people that are coming in to be accepted and administered in for emergency. So it's very easy for Isaac to pull into the front and quickly park. And Rain, that's when you're able to get out.
Okay. We're all getting out now, right?
Yes.
Helps the screaming guy.
Before he
With
gets
Essence.
out, he's gonna look over at Rochelle and pull out his weapon, and he's like, "Am I going to need this here?"
No, it's a hospital, you psycho. Put it away.
And Miss Essence, can your friend hold on to this for me?
Like, which one? Isaac or the screaming guy?
The one that's driving. Isaac
yeah.
is your name?
Yeah, Isaac. That's Isaac. Yes, Isaac can do whatever you need.
Can you hold on to this for me, Isaac? Don't lose it.
Now, don't lose it, Isaac.
He holds it in his hands. And go ahead and describe what your weapon looks like, Casimir.
Fun.
Fun.
Okay, I have a picture of it right here. It's a small switchblade scythe. It's got a wooden handle, and it's very old looking, and it's roughly like this size when it is folded up. But when you unfold it, it's like this, and it has a notch on the side.
Alright. As he's holding in his hands, he looks at Essence, who has confirmed to hold on to it, before Isaac nods and then puts it under the driver's seat of his vehicle to avoid any detection from any security. Shall I go and alert the hospital staff, or do you plan to do that?
But I can handle that.
Okay. And let me know when it's time for us to leave.
I will. Just keep your phone near you.
Absolutely.
No. Essence, look at the others. So are you guys going around back, or are we just going to wait a few minutes and then I go in, then you guys go in afterwards? How y'all want to do this?
What's the layout of the hospital?
The layout of this hospital, it's going to be reminiscent of a hospital called Harlem Hospital. The lower level being for emergencies, that non-life threatening, get in, get out for your particular shots, your vaccinations, for if you need stitches, if you need just those little things. And then it'll slowly, the higher you go up, the more crucial the treatment that is needed. For from broken limbs to surgeries. So in this particular first level, as you go in, are you going to be carrying Eric with you? right now, or are you gonna wait?
I will be carrying Eric whenever she will go in, if they're going in first. She's there to make sure what was the plan. Because she's like, Essence feel awkward if all of us go in at the same time. Not suspicious.
Okay. So you're familiar enough with the layout, Rochelle, though you haven't quite. You've mostly experienced like the first couple of levels. You haven't quite been up on the higher levels. You spend most of your time on that first level where you have easy access to the plasma for your blood banks and for those backup supplies.
Okay.
Anytime you needed your movie, you would find her on level 2.
Okay. Then, yeah, Michelle would say, yeah, just, you go in first, and then we'll come in after and just sneak past everyone while they're busy with you guys.
Sounds good. Alright, this is not gonna take me too long. She flips back her hair and grabs Eric. And then she like busts through the hospital doors, like all tears and freaking out, like, oh my god, my friend Eric. I don't know what's going on with him. I think he's having an allergic reaction.
The staff that is at the receptionist desk, for them it seemed to be like a quiet night, and the doors to the hospital, they're automatic, so once you go in, they open wide, and you get that strong smell of chemicals, medication, and various forms of fluids wafting over your nose, breaching into your sinuses. And you notice that even with the amount of vehicles that you had, no one was really in there. You were expecting the seats of the lobbies to be filled to the brim, but you can only see one very human-looking person sitting in the corner, another person. You couldn't tell who or what they were. They just turned right into the bathrooms as you were coming in. But as that staff, they got comfortable. They were used to just the dead silence. One of them mildly making the joke, "Too quiet." That's when you burst in, and they immediately jump to attention. There was about 3 of them. 2 girls, 1 guy. The guy quickly goes over to help you carry Eric over to a seat, to get him seated down, and he's asking a bunch of questions of you. What happened? What's going on? When did all this start? Just the basic rundown starting questions.
I was like, we were just at a restaurant eating, and so I think something he ate. He's allergic to shellfish, and I think he had an allergic reaction to something he ate, and then we just rushed down here because I'm not paying for an ambulance bill.
No, I get it. This is the 2 girls begin making their way around the corner. One of them kind of hesitating on going in because she looks new. She looks a little green behind the ears, not sure. That's when the girl that was heading over to you quickly tells that girl, call someone to get the emergency attention. They are going to need to go at least to level 3 or 4. This is serious. And as she's doing that, you get yourself all gathered up, and Eric is slowly taken in. You going to be following along behind him?
Yes.
Or are you going to be waiting?
She's gonna follow.
Okay. How close were you guys to see?
I think we were maybe back by the car still, unless you guys wanted to be closer.
Yeah. I don't know. Sam?
I actually wanted to be a little bit closer.
Okay.
Because maybe they'll say, "Oh, where are you guys from? Oh, we're with them." Something. I don't know.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. We're like close, but not too close.
Did you want to go in the front way or the back way, or is there an employees entrance?
Rochelle, you do know that they do have that backup employee entrance. They do have some of their designated parking. They prefer going through the front, because it's a lot easier, and you tend to avoid security a little less by going through the front. But you think you might be able to persuade the guard that would be stationed there to try and find your mother.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess we're taking the employee entrance. Okay, Michelle's gonna lead the way and slip into the employee entrance.
Okay.
And she's gonna look back at Rain and Casimir and be like, try not to be too loud.
He's gonna just outside.
Why
It's
would
not my
I
place.
ever? Why would I ever be noisy?
No, just not too loud. Let's go.
She kind of rolls her eyes and goes with the flow.
Okay. As you go through, you're rushing to the employee entrance, but not too. You're not making making it very obvious. You're not drawing attention to yourself. And as you're leading the way, Rochelle, you head up, and then you notice it's the same guard that you met earlier while gathering your previous bags.
Yay.
This time he doesn't seem to be bothered. And he looks up from the book he was reading, used to the lack of employees coming through this way. He gave up trying to encourage them to do so a long time ago, and he's just in his own way going with the flow. He perks up, noticing you, and he just, "Oh, Rochelle, I thought I'd expect you to go through the front. How's your mom doing?"
What's the guy's name?
Grant.
Grant. Okay. And Rochelle would know that, right? Or no?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh, hi, Grant. Yeah, no, I actually wanted to ask you about my mom. Did you see her around? Like while you're making your rounds or anything?
They've mostly kept me to the guard box the last couple of days. I haven't really noticed her car. But, maybe you can find her. She seemed a little bit exhausted a couple of days ago, distracted. Would you be able to check on her for me?
Yeah, sure. Just gonna head in.
He uses his guard badge, flicks it against the panel, and the door opens up for you.
Okay. Head in then.
Oh, these two are with you, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
You believe?
Well, I don't know. They. I'm assuming they are.
This makes
Make
him
you sure.
stop.
What?
Rochelle? Are you okay? And then he just immediately glances at Rain and Casimir. And then he sees Rain. She looks very dressed up, very like that southern motherly figure. He turns to Casimir and just immediately is he not with you? If he is not with you, I can ask him to leave.
Oh, he's with us, honey.
Oh no,
And-
habla inglés. And he's gonna start speaking Spanish like crazy, like he doesn't know what's going on. And he's gonna kind of like gesture to grab like Rain's hand, kind of like confused.
Don't worry about him, honey. He's fine.
Pulls out like you see him pulling out this little notebook. It has those classic little English to Spanish translation pocket guides, and he's looking through the book trying to find the right words. And he very poorly manages to speak out. Very poorly, rough around the edges. Can I help you, friends? You go in, friends, with him, her, they?
Yes, friend. And he says it back a lot, and he's speaking a lot faster.
He's trying to keep up with what you're saying in his little translation book. He's like, okay. He closes it. If they are with you, Rochelle, then I will let them in.
Rochelle is just like, I'm so sorry. They're my friends. They're coming in with me. He doesn't speak much English though. He's out of town.
Oh. Okay.
And then he's gonna say foreigner, but really with an accent. He's gonna be foreigner.
He quickly goes through his book, looking up the word. Okay. Okay, I see. In Spanish, sorry, I am. Good have day.
Buenos noches, señor.
He just returns. He's trying, but poorly returns the thank you. Moot. Rochelle,
Gracias.
you
De nada.
Gracias.
Thank-
Nada.
De nada.
Thank you. And he reactivates his badge against the panel and opening the door back up.
Rochelle's just like, let's just go. Let's just go.
Rain's gonna go.
He's gonna let go of Rain's arm and be like, I am so sorry about that. And then he's gonna kind of like eye Rochelle, like, really?
So you go inside. Rand closes the door right behind him as soon as you, Rain, and Casimir go through. Down here, it's still level 1, but it's on the. It's not. It's a. This one is a really big hospital, so for you it would be on the other side of the hospital, breaking into the employee area. Most of this area is geared towards trying to bring comfort to the staff. You have your seating areas, your lounge, your little break areas to make food. But beyond that, there's only so much this floor can handle before it has to dedicate itself to, in like a checkup rooms and those guest rooms, those hospital sections. and then to the doctor's offices that are on the floor. It's around this time that they're just getting to the elevator where you hear Eric's screams. Because at this point they're picking up, they're getting very intense.
Yikes.
Well,
Do you think he'll be alright?
I hope so.
Since got it, she's gonna be alright.
We'll follow you, Rochelle.
Okay. She's kind of like half paying attention because she's still keeping an eye out for her mom, like as they're walking.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a desk that has like computers so you can look up a room?
There is one empty desk. You know this to be your mom's coworker, that coworker friend, your mom's particular. That one is empty. She seems to be off helping another patient at the moment.
Okay, so can I very sneakily like go behind the desk and look up the room?
Go ahead and roll me a intelligence and technology.
Well, Rain is doing that. Can I kind of scope out the floor and make sure that
Yes.
nobody's... Okay.
Are you going to do that visibly, or are you going to use any of your disciplines?
I wanted to just use, like, my awareness and intelligence or something, just to see if I notice anybody because we're with her right now. I don't want to use any of my disciplines yet.
Okay, go ahead and roll your wits and awareness.
It's... No, candle. Oh my god, that freaked me out, you guys. That was the moment. Don't worry, it's special effects.
Remember, it's fake fire!
I have 4 successes.
You have 4 successes. Rochelle, what did you roll?
I got 6, 6, 9, and 10.
All successes.
I don't
You
trust
see
it now.
all. Alrighty. So, Rochelle, you know your mother's friend isn't quite so not so bright when it comes to her passwords. You figured it out a long time ago when you were coming in one day. So you typed in that password, and for whatever, in hindsight, for whatever reason, it's the same password as before. So you log in, and you're typing up the person's name that you're looking for, the Angie Wolf. You're typing it up, and you find she's at this point on the 2nd floor. She's no longer high risk, but they're debating on putting her on the 3rd floor soon, and that can be at any day. So for her particular room number, you'll go to 235. It'll be on the west side of the hospital.
Can you repeat the room number? Sorry, you cut out.
235.
Oh,
It'll be on the 2nd floor. 235 on the west side.
Okay.
Finishing that up, you begin to hear a couple of people stirring. It sounds like two, a guy and a girl. They're walking down the hall, getting closer. You're able to faintly hear that they're about to go on their lunch break.
He's gonna, like, tap the computer and be like, someone's coming.
Don't tap the computer. You might mess up what I'm doing. Yes, I know someone's coming.
She's right there.
Rochelle, as quickly as possible, exits out of the computer and tries and goes back around the desk.
Make it look natural.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to the front of the desk, that's when the two co-workers wander by, the two nurses wander by. And you see they are exhausted. They have spent the last 12 hours on shift. They just want to sit down. They take notice of you guys, and they're about to say something, but then realize, oh, Rochelle. Oh, it's good to see you. Is your mom okay?
Rochelle's kind of like taken aback, and she's like, yes? Why? Have you guys not seen her in tonight?
We saw her. Oh, we got. What time did we get here? And he asks the female coworker, and she. Oh, what time is it now? 2? 3? 3? Like 3 in the afternoon, I think. Yesterday? Today? Yes, yesterday. No. 12 hours ago. 12 hours ago. When she was supposed to be taking care of a patient, but she ended up not showing, so one of the others had to cover that patient.
Not showing. Oh. Okay. I'll give her a call and see if she's all right.
Okay. Yeah. Just let us know. This is getting tiring. It's getting really tiring. Very short-staffed again. That'll be really, really helpful. And they go and heading towards the farthest break room that they possibly can go.
Rochelle's gonna look at Rain and be like, okay, so, yeah. First we find what we found in my apartment, and now my mom wouldn't pick up her phone, and now I know she hasn't been to work. So this is just great, isn't it? Kind of like getting more and more tense as she's talking.
Yikes.
I don't know. Should she approach Rochelle? We need to find this girl first before we can move on and see where your mom is at.
Well,
So-
yes, I know that. I know that, but this does matter to me. Getting a bit more irritated as she's speaking to Rain.
You're getting more irritated. That feeling you felt earlier is beginning to build and build. It's just becoming a heavy pressure on your chest. Recollecting yourself, taking that deep breath. But that pressure isn't going down like it did before. So you very quickly shake it aside and decide to keep pressing on.
Okay. Well, good news is that this chick that we're supposed to talk to, she's on the second floor, room 235 on the west side. So, let's go take an elevator up.
Lead the way.
Okay, so I lead them to the elevators.
Essence.
Yes.
You're still following with Eric at this point?
Yes, she's gonna wait until she's settled down and to make sure that all the doctors have intention on him before she tries to sneak away.
And once they get him through the elevator, once they get him through those doors and take him off, and after you you go up to a certain point of the elevator, and you see Eric being wheeled on in. The elevator doors close behind them. As the elevator rises, you're still hearing those screams. You think it'll be fine, it'll be taken care of. But once you go to turn to plan out your next course of action, you see those not 1, 2, 3, but 4 security guards rushing to the elevator. They start pounding on the buttons, but nothing's happening. The elevator's not coming down. Doors are not opening, so they bolt running up the stairs. What would you like to do?
I think she's gonna follow. She's noisy.
You're gonna follow?
She's gonna follow.
Gonna follow. You follow up. You're keeping a healthy distance between the guards to not attract attention, but also to keep close to be able to keep up with them. And you see that at this point, Eric's no longer in the bed. They're outside of the elevator. He's no longer in the bed, and he's frantically fighting them, pushing them off, just drawing in his pain, just trying to find some kind of comfort, but he's not coming down. And this is at this point, another nurse with a doctor comes by to administer something in him. They begin to inject something in his system, hoping to get him calmed down. And it does work long enough for them to put him back in his bed, and then they go back into the elevator to wheel him up to another level. Go ahead and make that.
You said intelligent insights?
Yes.
I have all 4 onks.
All 4. You can't. They're not speaking. They're not saying anything, but the looks on their faces, the slight shuffling, uncomfortable shuffling of the nurses, you're able to see that something's wrong. For you, you know that the Cobra shouldn't be reacting this badly in a system, even with the higher dosage. So something is wrong.
Yikes.
Are you going to keep trying to follow them, or are you going to let things take their course?
She's gonna keep following.
Okay. By this point, Rochelle, Rain, and Casimir, you begin heading up the stairs, trying to find room 235. And go ahead, all of you, make your dexterity plus stealth.
I got 4, 4, 3, 8, 5, and 7.
Dexterity and what?
Stealth.
Well, oh wait, that's why.
Your dexterity is going to be closer to the top.
I
With your
forgot I
attributes and
printed
your
them.
stealth.
I forgot I printed them off.
I gotcha.
Dexterity and stealth, right?
Yes.
Got 2 onks, 1 critical, and 3. 2 onks, 1 critical, and 2 blanks.
I got 4 successes.
Alrighty.
Woo.
You're very carefully moving. And by this point, you're seeing many of the nurses are rushing to their posts for various emergencies that are going on. You see a couple of doctors moving through the elevators. So there's no chance to use the elevators at all, so you take the stairs. So you're going up. At first, it's a little bit rough. Is Rochelle still learning the art of stealth and sliding and weaving through crowds, making it either look natural or just remaining out of sight. And for you, Casimir, you take notice. You take notice, and you unconsciously begin to help her weave, to be able to see how the crowd is going to react, giving her that little bit of insight into when is the best time to move, when is the next time to go around that corner. And she's then slowly beginning to pick it up and able to keep pace with the both of you, Rain and Casimir, the both of you. And luckily, with your help, you guys are able to make it up to that room without any issue. You're not being stopped, you're not being halted, you're also taking note that many of the staff here have now doubled up. No one is on the staff is by themselves at this point. As you're noticing that, that's when you stop right in front of that patient room.
Well, here we are. Does it have a security? Does it have a security like thing on it that we need to like?
No, it's just a regular hospital door.
Just a regular hospital. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can Rain do a sniff?
I want to actually use. Well, no. No, I don't want to use it yet. Never mind.
You said you wanted to do something, Rain?
Yeah, can Rain do a sniff?
Sniff, sniff.
Give me... Go ahead and give me a resolve and survival.
Three blanks and 1 onk.
What was that?
3 blanks and 1 onk.
It's a very, very, very clean hospital. The smell of chemicals is just completely overpowering your senses. lots of bleach, lots of sanitizer.
She's just making sure that she doesn't smell the woods, so to speak, or that cologne.
Yeah.
A little cologne.
No, I got you.
Rochelle, do you want to go in first? Or do you want...
Yeah, I think it'd probably be better if I went in first. So she opens the door to go in.
When you find yourself in Angie's room, you see that it is not this sterile, empty room, but it's filled with get well flowers and balloons and pretty little cards. She has plenty of visitors during the day, and because of the hospital's visitations policies, they were forced to leave at a certain time. This woman seems to be very well liked, in fact, very loved. Not as are you being careful going in?
Yeah, I'm being quiet.
As you're going in carefully, you see this woman's long brown hair, which is all in her face, disheveled and unkept. And as you're getting closer, you can begin to see that as she looks up to you, her eyes are so sunken in. They're pretty purple, and her dark warp eyes, they're glancing up at you. Tilts her head. Who are you?
Hi, Angie. My name's Rochelle.
Do I know you?
You don't, but I just came here to talk to you about what you went through.
What? What about?
Well, I need to know if you remember anything.
And her eyes just you can see that she's slowly beginning to disassociate. She's just staring off, and she sort of goes blank for a moment. You think she's trying to remember. And before she looks up, she utters a single word in a language what languages do you know?
What Rochelle knows? She only knows English and like basic Spanish.
Okay. So for you, this language is unrecognizable to you. You can make out like it's what it sounds like, doctor, but beyond that, you're not sure.
Okay.
And when she finished the word, she's beginning to weave in and out, her breath growing heavy, just in and out, before that state of mind takes over and she starts disassociating again.
Are me and Rain still out in the hallway, or can we come in? Are we in there already?
What would you like to do? Would you like to go in? Would you like to...
I'm gonna look at Rain and be like, it's kind of quiet in there. I think we should... Do you think somebody should stay on the outside, or do you think that we should all go in together?
Can we hear what they are talking about?
You left the door open, right, Rochelle?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can hear her.
Give her a moment. I think the poor thing is kind of not all there.
Do I know anything she's saying? Or did I not hear her whisper?
Oh, rip.
Straight intelligence.
Yes.
Straight intelligence?
See if there's any like
One
information of her.
What?
Like her charts.
You're more
I
than welcome to go in too, Sam.
rolled.
What was that, Cuddle?
I rolled 1 success.
You hear it, but it's unfamiliar to you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go in, Rochelle.
You're gonna go in?
I'm gonna go in. Rain, if you want to stay here. I don't.
Go right ahead. Just don't spook her.
He's
like
gonna
you
go.
did.
He's
Like
gonna
you-
go right up and ignore her, and go. Kind of stand, like I don't. What is Rochelle doing? Is she sitting by the bed or?
Rochelle's just standing next to the bed.
Okay. Well, he's gonna stand a little bit behind Rochelle. Can I use an ability in here now?
Sure.
I want to use my all specs. The one gift that I had got. And it doesn't require an arouse check.
And it does or does not?
It does not.
Okay. Before you do, go ahead and roll me. You're gonna roll wits and occult.
Where is my... 5 successes.
You can see that not only with your experience, age, and what you have done over the years, she is very clearly in early stages.
She's what?
In the early stages of becoming a woman.
Okay.
And not the ones that are part of a herd to be just fed from, as in one that would potentially become a future issue.
Could become a what?
Future issue.
Oh, damn. He's gonna kind of put his hand on Rochelle and kind of try to step her back a little bit. Rochelle, he stepped back a little. Just a little bit away from the bed.
Why? What's going on?
I've seen this before, and it's not good. It's too late for her.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean it's too late for her? She's in the hospital right now. She's fine. She's just a little out of it. We can talk to her just fine.
No, I know you're... She's in the midst of changing.
Changing into a vampire?
No. he's gonna do this and make a little, like, towards the bed. Does that still count as my aspects too?
No.
Or do
The,
I notice anything else? Okay.
The occult roll was so you notice that.
Okay.
While you're not quite familiar with aspects, as this was a very recent gift, but you are. It's sort of strange to you, but you're starting to see some of the strangest things, like little bits, symbols on her that were they there before? Have I seen that before?
On the patient in the bed?
On her herself.
And I don't recognize any of the symbols. I'm gonna point. I don't think Rochelle can see it though. She
Yeah,
can't.
Rochelle doesn't have aspects.
He's
Aspect,
gonna lean in kind of close to her and describe what he's seeing to her, but kind of whispering.
as you're doing that, Angie sort of snaps out of it for a moment. She glances up and sees you. Who are you?
Hola, buenos noches.
Tilts her head, confused at first. A little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. She'll slowly stand up.
Oh no, she's
Just
standing.
slightly wobbly, curiously, cautiously moving towards both of you.
Oh man, we're gonna have to.
And as she does this, what are you doing right now, Rochelle?
Rochelle's kind of like shoving off like Casimir's hand and like it's fine, just calm down. She's fine. And she's not moving back. She's like her come closer.
He is going to be kind of stepping back just one more, but still has like his hands kind of near Rochelle just in case.
And for her, as you're doing that, you're allowing yourself to step back a bit. She glances up briefly at you, Casimir, but then goes right back to Rochelle. And she starts muttering the first word you heard, the doctor. And then a little bit to the side, Morate. Other side, Uman. And just over and over repeating some of those words. You're not sure like if there's a pattern to it. And as she steps right close to you, within inches of you, you can see, you do recognize her from one of your old classes. And it's like she's trying to remember, trying to place your face. Face, her eyes just like narrow a little bit, face scrunching, trying to remember where she's seen you before.
Rochelle's gonna reach out her hand and kind of like take her arm gently and be like, I know we probably didn't talk in school, but I'm from your classes. We went to Columbus together.
Columbus? Columbus. Columbus. And she'll just look away, looking out the window. You see, like, just that warm smile coating her face. Before she'll look back at you. As you go to smile again, she notices your fangs. Her eyes light up and widen. She jerks back and just begins screaming at the top of her lungs. Just
He's gonna.
horrified.
Oh man, yeah, you gotta step. He's gonna step a little bit back, but he's definitely not gonna be helping Rochelle no more. He's like,
She steps back, screaming, and then begins shouting, Vampire, Vampire, over and over and over, before she runs to the corner, covering her face with her hands.
Okay.
Rain, is there anybody out there still? We good?
Rain, go ahead and roll me a wits and awareness.
Pretty sure with all that screaming, we.
You're about to fight?
Three blanks, but a critical.
You hear a couple of people coming, but you can't tell what footsteps, like what kind of footsteps they are.
Rain's gonna step in and hope that the door closing will help.
And as with her face covered, Angie continues just to scream, Moriarty, Docteur, Woman, Vampire, Susindere, just over and over and over. And she stops. Just suddenly stops. She'll look back up. The fear in her eyes were no longer there. Those dark brown eyes seemed to just wash over as her pupils widen more and more until the blackness just covers.
Rochelle.
Staring.
Rochelle. He's gonna like lean. Be careful.
Yeah, I got that.
Be a lot more careful.
I will.
And then he's gonna walk around and see if he notices anything else. Like staying away from her, because she's in the corner, right?
For now.
Can I go look by her hospital bed stuff and see if there's anything over there?
Go ahead and roll me an awareness. A straight awareness.
3 successes.
Amidst the flowers, you can see just right at the very edge of the pots, just underneath one of the pots, as you look down, you can see the very edge of a paper that's just been folded up and just put underneath it. As you look, you lift the pot. You take a brief second to look over it. It's a very horrifyingly grotesque drawing. And before you can process and take it in, Angie begins to walk closer. Rochelle again.
Rochelle is
Walked her
going.
already. I'm just gonna keep looking at this picture.
Okay. And are you going to do anything, Rochelle?
Rochelle's, because her eyes like basically went black. She's gonna like take a step back now because she knows now it's not quite so fine now, and she's just gonna be like, I'm not trying to hurt you or anyone right now. I just want answers. Just speaking as calmly as she can.
Go ahead. I want you to roll me your composure. And your persuasion.
I got 3 successes and 2 fails.
Okay. Despite how you're feeling inside, you're feeling that bit of fear, this unsettling sensation, mixed with that pressure that still won't go away. You're able to keep a very calm demeanor about yourself. And as she's reaching towards you, her hands are very shrunken in from what you remember. You remember her being this very, very small girl, but very athletic. You remember her being very healthy, taking very good care of herself. And now she just seems so small and fragile. Those fingers so small now, and her nails sharper than what should be. She's not coming at you maliciously, just reaching her hand towards you. And closer and closer. Rain? What are you doing?
She's still watching hesitantly. That's pretty much it. Because I don't know. 'Cause she doesn't know exactly what's going on.
For you, Casimir, you've taken the time to see that this drawing, it looks like some kind of room. Almost like a hospital room, maybe surgical room. But it's so grotesquely drawn. And some of the colors that are there look just like this dirty red, dark browns, amidst all the black popping through. And as you're finishing looking that up, you hear the door begin to rattle. Did you lock the door, Rain? Did you lock the door, Rain?
It's closed.
But did you lock it?
Just closed, you didn't lock it?
I didn't lock it. Just closed
Did
it.
you
I'm quickly gonna fold it up
Or-
and slip it into my poncho.
Your
My poncho.
Your poncho? The door bursts open. But no, you're not expecting the nurses or the security to have come through like you would with all of the screaming that's been going on. You see 2 detectives standing there, looking very confused at you all. Now, Essence.
That's it.
You continue to follow. You're continuing to follow. Eric's bed, along with the passing of 4 security escorts that he has now. And as you're following, the minutes pass, and they take him right behind a door. A very private door, like where one of the guards stands behind and notices you. So as he turns around. Were you with him?
Yes, I'm the one that brought him in.
Okay. He's gonna have to go through major detox. And I need to know they are going to need to know exactly what happened.
I already told the nurse that we was at a restaurant, and I think his food just contained some I said seashells. Seafood. And he's allergic to it.
Go ahead and roll a manipulation plus persuasion.
Don't fail me now, Essence. He said manipulation and persuasion. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark in my room. Let's light this up. 3 successes, 1 blank.
He looks at you very oddly. You know, like, I can believe, maybe, but do you know if he did anything before? Did anybody mess with the food? 'Cause I've never seen a seafood reaction like that.
I'm in the same boat as you. I never seen that before ever in my life, but that's the only thing I could think of. We was just at the restaurant. He came in. He looked perfectly fine, but then 2 seconds later, after eating food, and he reacted that badly.
Okay. He might have to stay, at least like from everything I've seen. The doctors are probably going to tell you he needs to stay overnight.
Okay. Is that I'll inform
Does he have
his family.
Okay. Did you have any paperwork that you had to finish up for
I can go
for
back.
him?
I can go back to the desk and see if there's anything I need to fill out and stuff. Right now, his family is out of town, so I'm like the only person he knows in town.
Okay. So you're going to take responsibility for him?
Yes.
Okay. From there, one of the nurses comes from behind the doors, and after the security guard informs her that you are going to be the point of contact, his responsibility, she nods and begins to escort you back down to the lobby so you can fill out some more of the paperwork. And as you're going down, you're sitting with your clipboard, begin filling the information. You see two men walking in, very well dressed, obviously detectives. And they go up to the desk and they ask, "We're here to speak with Angie Wolf. Is she available?" The receptionist, the nurse, she looks confused for a moment, begins typing up the name, and she then narrows her eyes. Visiting hours are closed for her. She's already been through enough. Can't you people leave her alone? One of the detectives shakes his head. "I wish we could, but we need to speak with her." Is this on? Is this for official business or for more ridiculous questions. These ain't no ridiculous questions. And shaking her head, she waves them along. Go ahead, I guess.
Do I recognize one of the detectives? Is it like a Jonathan? Or no?
No.
Dang
No,
it.
Jonathan. Not with them. Right? No, you do recognize the name Angie Wolf, though. That's the name that you guys were sent in for.
Can she follow after she's done with the paperwork?
Go ahead and roll that dexterity and stealth.
Let's do it. She's not my.
Let's do it!
She's not my stealthy girl.
Mhm.
No, she's definitely not my stealthy girl. I got 2 crits. That's it. I only rolled 2
Wow.
dice.
Crits, you confirmed a critical. So, once you quickly finish the paperwork, hand it over, you place it on the desk, and before the nurse can look back up at you, you're already gone, falling behind the detective before she can even realize where you went. You're following behind them. You're being a little bit more bold this time, but they don't seem to even take notice. They're more focused on where they were going. They climb up the stairs, going to the 2nd floor, heading over to the west section. They place a hand on the door and open it before they pause. And that's when they ask, "What are you doing here?" Towards the rest of you.
So I'm assuming Rochelle's still by the bed. Okay.
You were moved back a little bit because of Casimir, but you're still close. You are still close enough to the bed, but Angie is still just as close to you, just out of your reach.
Okay, then Rochelle's going to look at the guys that just came in, and she's gonna put on like the best innocent face that she can and be like, "Oh, we're just friends from school. We were just coming here to see Angie. Who are you?"
They look at each other. We were told visiting hours were closed.
Oh, yeah, I know. My mom works at the hospital though, and I heard about Angie and I just wanted to come and see her.
Use that charisma and persuasion.
Okay.
Get those tears
Was there something
going.
you need to do?
I was gonna add, we were just so worried about this girl, poor thing.
Poor little thing.
Go ahead and add a 1 to that.
Me?
What were you gonna do? Yes. Casimir?
He's putting like the flowers, making it look like he was putting flowers in the flower pot. Like kind of putting it back where it is and just kind of putting the flower.
Is Essence watching this go down like behind the detectives and just like
Yeah. Close. You got close enough now.
He's kind of doing a little prayer.
Okay, 6 successes and 1 fail.
Hey!
Ah!
Essence like, I taught her well.
Shut up. Yeah.
They're floored. They're like, "Oh, Oh, okay. Well, we're here investigating this girl's. I'm sure you're aware of the news. The looks around, make sure no one's listening. The Jack the Ripper case, the murders. And we were sent here to gather some more information. And we need to speak with her about it.
Well, can Rain pop in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, can't you see, honey? She's kind of, a deer in headlights already.
To this, Angeli looks up, like in a very sharp look, those eyes still wide and black, but now they're focused straight on the detectives. And she just begins to smile wide at them.
Can Essence step in?
Yeah.
Well, Essence would step into this. Well, if you guys need information more about this Jack the Ripper case, I was one of the victims, and I can answer your questions that you need, so the girl can rest.
Mm-hmm. At this point, that's when you see Angie's face sharply turning. Her black eyes staring directly at the police officers now. And these officers are very human. Very human. Older humans, but human nonetheless.
Yikes.
He's gonna, snapping, doing something to get her attention off of them.
It's a musical number. Wow.
Pickle number. And he's gonna be speaking Spanish too. And then he's gonna start walking in front of the officers, doing anything he can to block their way.
Because Essence is behind the detective, so she's hoping that the detectives will turn around and look at her while they're dealing with Angie at the door.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
That, Casimir, the bar turns their direct focusing on you now. That's when Angie then immediately turns to Casimir. Mesmerized by just the sniffing.
You're glitching slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of glitched. What'd you say?
She is mesmerized by Casimir's snapping. And just now is wandering straight towards him. The officers are now focused on you, Essence. And they oh yeah, that's right. Weren't you the one that it was a few nights ago, wasn't it?
Yes, near the coffee shop.
Right. Oh, didn't Jonathan speak about that? Yeah, I think he did.
I got his number.
Oh,
His business
you
card.
did. Oh, that's good. Did you want to come down and speak with him? It'll give her a chance to rest and.
Yeah, I can
And we
answer
can
your
gather all the
questions as
information.
much as I can. It's no problem.
Mhm.
Her eyes just keep on flickering back to the other people and being like, catch my drift.
Rain's gonna be like, get.
I was like, I know. And she's like, we just
I
gonna go to
know.
the lobby, or do we need to go
Like,
to the station, or where you want to do this at?
Yeah, we can go down to the station. As I think I don't know. I think Jonathan mentioned about speaking with you again, so I think that'll be perfect.
Sounds
He's on shift right now.
no problem. I'm just gonna text my buddy, who's like my driver here, since my friend, to make sure to look out for my friend that just got admitted. But I don't mind going to the station with you guys.
Okay. We'll meet you downstairs when you're ready.
Yes.
Okay. And that's when they go and they turn to leave.
Casimir is trying to lure her back into the bed, and as he's doing so, he's gonna look at the others and be like, she needs blood.
Essence will step into the room fully, lock the door behind her, and be like, what the fuck is happening?
She is changing into she needs blood. It's too late for her. She's right on the edge.
Hold on, that's some fast transformation, and she's turning into a ghoul.
It's not a normal ghoul.
What kind is it?
Do I know from the Book of Nod what this is? I just know
Go
it's
ahead
not
and
a
roll
normal
that.
ghoul.
Go ahead and roll that intelligence and occult.
You said intelligence and occult?
Yes.
Oh, damn. I always forget how high that is. Dropping dice.
Drop that dice. Drop it.
I thought you got a tray for that.
Still fell. I'm so disappointed in myself. Damn, it's a crit. Because that's the one with the 2, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That crit action.
Yep.
But I have to have 2 of them, right?
But it's still enough. It's still a success, at the very least.
Woo.
You have. There was one estranged tale that you heard of about a vampire who went too far. And it wasn't a ghoul that was created. It was a white.
Listen, I don't have all the time to go into details. Just know that it is not going to be good what is happening to her. He's still trying to snap her over to the bed. But she needs blood. And
like, is it a certain type of blood she needs? Like, we are in a hospital.
She might need her sire's blood at this point.
Wow. Her sire.
Or any blood will do. I don't know. But she's going to turn into a very, very, very dangerous ghoul.
So who wants to go on a blood hunt?
But it is too late for her as well. You can try talking to her when she is in those states, but you're not gonna get anything. You're not gonna be able to save her.
So what are you trying to say? We need to put her down?
No, we're not doing that. Whoa. That's
If she doesn't drink from her sire, or she doesn't drink, if she doesn't have anything soon, it's going to be too late for her in general. She will murder everyone in this hospital.
Okay, just let's all just calm down. We're not killing her. Let's get her some blood. I know where it's at. I steal from there a lot lately.
Rachel, you want to go?
Yeah, Rochelle's gonna be like, just keep her in here. She's gonna be like, who's coming with me?
I'm gonna stay here with her.
Obviously,
keep her
you're gonna
focused.
stay here.
And I gotta go to the detectives before they send out a witch hunt for me.
Okay, Papa Cassie, gonna take care of the ghoul. Alright.
I'll help you at least tie her down, Cassie.
Yes. I don't think we need to do that, but just...
Are you sure?
Is she
You just said
in
that she
her
may
bed
kill
now?
the whole hospital.
Did I snap her enough into her bed?
Yeah, at this point, she's now
Cool.
crawling on top of the bed, head
Right.
to you.
I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna try to keep her hypnotized with this. It's gonna make me. I'm gonna just try to keep her focused on something, anything. Just gonna swing beads.
Essence gonna be like, are you sure you don't want her to be tied down just in case?
No.
Okay.
Go get the blood. Go get the...
I'm not the one calling.
Okay. Rochelle's gonna look at Rain and be like, do you want to come with me? You can stand watch while I grab the blood. Or something. I don't know.
I'm with you.
Alright. We're gonna go get the blood. You go to the detectives.
Yeah, I'll just keep me up to date with what's going on. Cause yeah,
Lou?
Isaac will still be here as y'all's ride when y'all decide to leave. I will.
Do you want us to? Do you want us to come and wait for you at the police station?
Up to you guys. It depends on how y'all feel at the end. If y'all think it's too risky to come to the police station after all this, don't come. I will make it my way back. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, good luck, you guys. And Essence will just close up her robe and start walking out.
And Rochelle
Alright.
with Rain is gonna start heading to where the blood is.
Okay. Thankfully, the hospital staff, the security, and everyone around were far too busy to notice you two going over to the little blood bank, the storage there. How many do you intend to grab?
I grab 6 bags. 3 for me, 3 for the ghoul.
Okay. As you're going back, and then Essence, you're going to meet with the detectives. And as you go down the steps, you quickly meet up with them. They're still chatting, talking. One of them typing up something in his phone before they both notice you. So, are you ready to go? We can easily drive you over there. When we're done, we can drop you back off.
Sounds good to me.
Alright. And so then they escort you over to their vehicle, they help you get in, and they drive you off to the station. Now, Casimir.
Then she was never seen again.
No!
Are you still keeping her on the bed?
Yeah, I'm keeping her on the bed. I'm actually gonna start just lullaby singing too, and just a random song in Spanish, just Is there anything and kind of swaying back and forth?
Go ahead and roll that charisma and performance.
Oh shit! I don't think I have any in performance. Charisma is where's charisma again, Taylor?
Your attributes. It should be one of the first ones.
1, 3.
I think on the upper right side of the page.
His performance.
That one is a skill.
Yeah. Right above political, right? Yeah. I don't fucking have any in that. Okay. All right. It's bad. All blanks is a
bad?
fail. It's fail. Yeah. It's a fail. Okay.
For a moment, she seems to be taken by the singing, just playing with your cross, listening to your lullaby. And that's when Rochelle and Rain burst into the door with the bags in hand.
Okay.
He snaps right to them. She snaps to them, but then immediately takes notice of the bags in their hands.
Bring him over.
Rochelle is going to go over, but she's going to be cautious and be like, "We got you a snack."
How do you offer it to her?
I kind of just hand it to her, very like
Wait.
there you go. But
I have something in medical. Do I know how to hook it up maybe to the IV if she has any things on?
How much do you have?
I think I mostly just, yeah, I think I have 1.
I have 2 in
In
medical, if that helps.
Oh, nope. Nope, I have 3. I have 3 in medical, actually.
Oh.
Yes,
Nope.
you both can.
Okay.
I got 1, I lied. I was reading the wrong thing, it was manipulation.
Okay. So you
Happens
have-
to the best.
so you have 1 in medical.
Yes.
Okay, I have 2, if that helps.
Okay. Can we roll together now?
Rain? Is there anything you want to try? Anything you want to try to help with?
I don't think there is. Not at this moment.
Okay. Both of you, Rochelle and Casimir, go ahead and roll your intelligence and medicine.
Ooh.
2
Oh,
successes.
no. Woo. I have only 1 success and 4 fails.
Ooh.
4 fails.
2 successes,
the-
2 misses.
Okay. Between the two of you, Rochelle, you're a little bit shaky to get it started. You're fumbling. You want to make this work desperately. And that's when Casimir steps in, and he begins carefully instructing you through the process. He looks like he might have done this once or twice before. And somehow, between the two of you, you manage to just keep her distracted long enough for that IV to go in, since she already had the start of it going in her. So it was just an easy transition for once the blood finally started getting into her system. That's when she began to calm back down, her eyes getting heavy, before she plops back and falls asleep on the bed.
Deep breath and just we need to go.
Rain, you did mention about checking the chart. Did you still want to check the chart?
Yeah.
Okay. You pick up that little chart and you begin looking over it. You see, in one of her diagnoses, on the medical, the physical side of it, heavy iron deficiency, and their treatments have been giving blood transfusions every day.
So, giving her the blood works or doesn't work?
It looks like it keeps her satiated for the time being.
Don't give her too much. Just to get the edge off. Otherwise, they're gonna attack. She's gonna attack them. Look at this chart.
He's gonna look at her and be like, she's gonna attack them either way.
Yeah, but she's getting blood transfusions every day.
That's not going to help her.
Rochelle's gonna look at Casimir and be like, well, what can help her?
Nothing.
There has to be something. There can't just be nothing.
You're not going to like the answer. She will murder a lot of humans and not just humans.
Rochelle doesn't
It's
really want
your-
to hear it. She doesn't really want to hear it. She just is like, no, we stop. And she just kind of steps away.
This is your hospital and your mother's work. Is it not? How many people do you know in here?
A lot.
I
Almost half the
empathize.
people.
I can empathize with wanting to help humans, but this is not a human no more. And if we leave her without the knowledge that these humans or these kind can know, they're going to die. I can't be in here. It'll have to be your guys' choice. And he's going to leave because he knows if he stays, he's going to try to kill her. He's done with it. He's like, given the information.
Oh, watches him leave. She's frustrated. She's stressed. She's still thinking about her mom, and she just kind of sits down and puts her head in her hands because she doesn't want to hurt anyone. Especially not someone that she knew from school.
Rochelle, and that bit of frustration as that's emanating and getting heavier and heavier. It finally moves from your chest, moves up right to your head. And as you are trying to get the now buzzing, ringing out of your ears, you glance over to the windows, noticing your reflection. And then your reflection and you are staring at each other. That's when in your reflection, you notice it blinks on its own. And he just sinisterly smirks at you. And as it's smiling, teeth fully showing. And she tilts her head. Why do you care? What is this little pathetic human, well, not human, mean to you?
We went to school together. Of course I'm going to care. I mean, she had a life before this, and now it's ruined because of this.
But isn't human life ruined every day?
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean we can just let things get worse, or just not do anything, or just hurt people.
That is true. That is true. This should have been handled a long, long time ago. Shouldn't have been.
Oh. Michelle's gonna, like, just shake her head and try not to listen to it.
Go ahead. Roll your resolve and let's see.
no.
Do a combination of your resolve and your composure.
Oh no.
Beast, beast, beast.
I'm scared.
beast. Oh.
I got 2 1s, a 5, and a 6.
Oh.
I'll let you go for now.
Mm.
Just know, it always starts at the top before working its way down. And your reflection soon matches your own movements.
Did your beast just call you a bottom?
Okay. You know what? Accurate, but
You think you're almighty on top right now, but you know secretly and deep inside you're a bottom. That's what I got from this conversation.
you know what? We're just gonna move on.
This is why Essence probably don't talk to her beast. You call me a bottom bitch? What? Her beast probably hates her, but yeah.
Okay. So what I got from that is Rochelle was able to successfully resist the beast.
For now.
For now.
Go Rochelle, go Rochelle.
No shit.
It's been noted that I'm trying to find Essence. Did they leave yet?
Okay.
Yeah, we bounced. We're at the police station, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna go out to Isaac.
I'm ready for my interrogation.
And he's going to get in the car and just not. He's going to be a little pissy, so he's going to slam the door. And then he's going to hold out his hand and be like, Isaac, can I please have my weapon back?
Sure. Reaches from under the seat and hands it over. Is everything okay?
How long have you been a ghoul?
How long has he been?
I'd say like 3-ish years. For Isaac? That's what you're talking about?
About 3 years. For Isaac.
Yeah, 3-ish years, yeah. Eric's is the longest school. Nicole is the newest.
About 3 years.
I see.
What happened?
I was just remembering an old tale from a book that I read. It's nothing. The others will join us when they're ready, but I don't know if Miss Essence had texted you to tell you that she's at the police station now. When we're done here, I would like you to bring me to her.
Okay. We'll wait for the others to come and then we'll be on our way.
The others, you can ask them where they want to go afterwards.
Alright. So Isaac will send Rochelle a text asking if they are ready.
Rochelle, she reads the text and she sighs heavily. She looks at Rain and she's like, "What should we do?"
As far as the girl? Ooh.
I mean, we barely got any information out of her. I don't understand what she's saying.
Let her go. If she has a sire, let's figure out where she's gonna go.
So, Sam, is that you suggesting that we get her out of the hospital, or? Because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you want us to sneak her out of here and let her go?
If she's stable, let her go.
And your plan is for us to follow her and see where she goes?
Yeah, you got a pair of legs, don't you?
Well, yeah, but what if she hurts someone?
I guess that'll give you a good reason to stop her.
And Rochelle kind of is like, okay.
I guess we don't have much choice. So she decides to go along with Rain's plan.
Around this point in time, you hear a light knocking on the door. Soft voice on the other side, and she opens the door. Angie, time for your trip. And she sees you too. Visiting hours closed a long time ago. You're gonna have to come back tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. We just... I look at Rain, like, help me?
Give me a second.
Well, she doesn't take her eyes off you guys as she's going over to Angie's bedside and begins fiddling with the bag.
Mhm.
Begins her paperwork and probably attending to Angie.
What blood type are you giving Angie?
That's personal information to her and her family. And she looks over the bag, looks a little horrified, and then goes to call for her backup.
Before she can do that, can Rochelle jump up and like grab her hand and try and like pull her away? With like trying not to hurt her.
You're able to grab her hand, but go ahead and make I'll have you do a strength check. And brawl.
Well, fuck me.
Bro.
I'll have Rain tag along with that idea.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna get 3 blanks or 2 crit.
2 crit.
That's all I got.
Yeah. I don't know.
Three blanks and a crit.
Okay. Between the two of you, you're able to grapple her, but she still begins screaming out for help at this point.
Can I like cover her mouth?
Over.
Huh?
You can. You are able to, but at this point, go ahead and roll your wits and your awareness.
Okay.
Get her unconscious.
Okay, I got 2 7s, a 6, and a 1.
You can hear people coming. Quite a few people coming.
Yikes.
Hit. Rain! What do we do? There's people coming!
Throw her out of the window.
No!
She's a ghoul. She won't die.
I'm talking about the nurse that's currently I'm keeping from screaming.
And now that she's seen your face, you're even more...
She's seen everyone that been in this area. It's probably best just to leave her there. Hope for the best.
But yeah, Rochelle's just like, Rain, help!
You're not gonna like my answer.
Oh god, what?
Are we able to get her unconscious and stuff her into the closet?
The cloth.
You won't have enough time to be
No.
the security.
Like, there's people currently coming.
Okay, I guess we're sprinting out of here.
With Angie or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then I okay.
Let's do it, YOLO.
I would say, unless y'all want to wait, because they have to come back to the hospital for Eric.
Yeah, they.
Kids are no fun. Okay. I guess we're out of here, Rain.
What was
So
that?
wait, what's happening?
I guess we're out of here. Both of
Okay.
us. Bye. Adios.
Okay, what about Angie? Are we just gonna leave her here?
She goes over. Can she open the window? Is it
Yes.
openable?
Yes.
Open this up like a free bird. Toss one of those blood bags down. She'll go after it. Say her name.
Remember when I mentioned that the first blood bag you gave her lulled her to sleep?
So she's still asleep.
Yes.
All the screaming too?
She was satiated for a while. And the woman only screamed out long enough before Rochelle covered her face. So she is dead weight on that bed right now.
Okay, so we either pick up Angie and jump out the window, or we dip now. Those are the options.
I'm gonna roll it.
I was
Roll
What
like,
are you rolling for?
What are we doing?
I'm gonna roll it. One is we dip, and two is we take her with.
All right. Flip a coin.
I was like, fair warning, like they seen y'all's face.
Yeah.
And we gotta come back.
Yeah.
And you're going to a police station.
Your mother.
And you're a beggar. I'm not gonna wait forever either.
Where is Rolly? Where are you? Is it not working?
Dice made and use / commands now.
Yeah.
That from the update?
Yeah. You hit / roll, then it's gonna pop up a prompt. You have to hit the prompt, then you can roll. At this point, you should just roll one of your VTM dice and just do blank.
Blank do it, blank not.
Yeah.
Miss.
I got physical, regular D&D dice. You said the odds.
Yeah, regular D&D dice. Odds, yes. Tails, no.
I'm gonna say we're dipping. If we can't
All right.
figure it out.
Just dip.
Yep, we're just
Okay.
gonna leave. I'm gonna. Can we actually like? Can I jump out the window? Because I do have cat's grace, rapid reflexes. I think that would one of those would work.
see, the cat's grace, rapid reflex, they were dex based, correct?
Yeah.
Celerity, so cat's grace. Yes, so you would automatically pass any rules. And it is free to use. So you use cat's grace, you leap out of the open window, and you manage to land without any injury to you.
Okay.
Rain, what do you do?
I don't have cat's grace.
Do you have cat's grace?
No, I don't.
You are able to jump out, it just requires skill checks.
Yeah, we'll do that. I don't know how to do that.
Your strength, your dexterity plus your athletics.
Okay. Dexterity 2 and you said athletics?
Yes.
Right. YOLO. Woo! 3 crits.
Hey.
Okay. So you jump down, and you manage to stick your landing.
Ha!
You said guy for dipping. So you're heading back to Isaac's car, right?
Yes.
Second, yeah.
Okay. You go, and you rush, and you run. Partly being, you can't hear what's going on the second floor. That doesn't matter to you now. So you round the corner, and you quickly manage to find the space that Isaac moved the car to park in.
Okay. Rochelle's just gonna quickly get in the car and be like, "We need to go like now."
Yep. Just zip out of here. In the car.
Okay. Isaac quickly finishes up what his message was, sets his phone down, and begins driving off. We're heading over to the police station. So Kathy meet up with Essence. Is there anywhere you would like to go to?
What?
Is there anywhere you would like to go? After I drop him off?
Hotel?
Nope.
Hotel? Because we just did that maneuver.
Yeah.
Do you really think going to the police is great?
I wasn't planning on going to the police. Yeah. We're just gonna head back to the hotel.
Okay. So, Isaac moves back onto the highway, so he can begin his drive towards the police station. And as he's driving along, he glances behind, looking at you two. Did everything go okay?
Fucking peachy.
He keeps to himself for a minute.
Am I in the front with Isaac? Can I be in the front with Isaac this time?
Sure.
Or are we in the same spot? Okay.
Yeah, you can be in the front. He'll kind of glance to you for a minute, Casimir. Glance back up in the rearview mirror.
He's gonna shake his head. And just pull out Twilight.
Pull out Twilight. Pull out Game Strong.
As you make it to Chapter 3 of Twilight, that's when Isaac pulls into the parking lot at the police station. And he goes and parks in one of the visitor spots. Would you like me to help escort you in so we can find Miss Essence, or would you like to venture in for yourself?
You could bring me to find Miss Essence. This is new territory for me. And plus, I would like her to know that you're safe.
That I'm safe?
Yes.
It's when he looks behind and looks back at you two. And then back up at Casimir. What do you mean? What happened?
We'll talk about it later. Or you can talk about it with Miss Essence, if she chooses to share that information with you.
Okay. That's when he opens up the car door, lets himself out, and he begins to escort you inside to the police station. For the moment, he brings you up to the visitor's desk, and the receptionist behind there. He glances up, notices the both of you, but both Isaac and you. And for a moment, he's confused. And that's until Isaac begins to speak. My employer, she was just brought in for some questions by the police. Her name was Essence Cobra. And he was like, oh, okay. Yeah, let me call one of them up and then you guys can meet up. Is he with you? He points to you, Casimir. Yeah, he's with me. Okay. And that's when he begins typing up a message, and then hits send. And that goes to the officer that was speaking with Essence at the time. In Essence, the questions that you were getting were pretty generic for a while. The same old subroutine that you gave upon the first time you spoke with them. And as it was becoming repetitive, as it was becoming mundane, the same questions over and over and over, that's when Jonathan actually steps in. So I thought we would have to come and get you.
It's like, it's a small world, and we just happen to be the same place, same time.
I noticed, what brought you in to speak with Miss Wolf?
It's like, I just happened to be in the area. I wasn't speaking with her. Hold on. Wait, that's Angie, right? This is out of character. This is Angie, right? You said Miss Wolf.
Angie Wolf, yes.
Okay, I was making sure I was thinking about the right person. Okay. Essence was like, I didn't speak to Angie. I was there at the hospital for my friend, and I just happened to hear your detective friends talking about the Jack the Ripper case, and then I saw in the door that she didn't look so well to answer questions, so I just volunteered my time to give them some help as much as I can.
Which we do appreciate, and to be honest, we do have to go back and speak with her at some point. we're not supposed to really say much right now, but she's probably the best lead that we have in this case right now. She's one of the only survivors that actually made it to the hospital and is still conscious.
Oh, my. I'm glad my attack wasn't that bad. How many more of those have been?
She was one of almost 400.
Oh my god.
And around the time you guys start speaking on the matter, that's when he notices that he got a message, gestures for the officer. Her employee came. If you want to go and get her, want to go and get him. And the officer goes. He collects Isaac, and he'll collect you too, Casimir, before leading you in. And as he brings both Isaac and you, Casimir, into the same room, he waves off the detectives for a moment. And before he could start speaking, Isaac intervenes and says, I do need to get back to the car. I have to go and drop off our your friends, Miss Essence, your partners. Just let me know when you're ready, and then I can come and pick you up.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
It's when he nods to Jonathan, Parker, and to you, Casimir, and then goes back out to the vehicle and gets into the driver's seat to drop you guys off at the hotel. Once Isaac is out the door, that's when Jonathan makes sure that all of his detectives are gone, and he turns off the recorder, goes behind, covers the camera lens. Look, let's not beat around the bush about this.
No, beating around the bush. So we're talking off record now?
This part is going to be off record. I'm assuming for your kind's rules.
It's like, what do you mean? Is it because I'm black? What do you mean?
No. As he recollects himself. No. I know you're vampires.
You know we're kindred.
Yes.
Now, how do you know that? Are you kindred?
No. No, I've worked in the city for a very long time, and there's people that I know. And I've helped them before. One of them not quite at first, but later I helped him before. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, I know you were called. I don't know by who. I don't know by what. I know you were called to help. And we are going to need a lot of help. At this point, I don't know what we're looking at. I don't know if it's human anymore. I don't know if this is a vampire. I don't know if it's both. There's so many things going on in this case that someone might be the best lead we have. And that's why I wanted to speak with you, Miss Cobra.
Well, Jonathan, I mean, some proof that I can trust you, not just like you have a pretty face and all. Like I can't
Give
just...
Alan a call.
Ah. All right, that's all I needed. Anyways.
Wait, what? What? Wait, what happened?
He said give Alan a call, and she's like, "That's all I need. You know who Alan is? That's it.
Ooh, that,
That's it. Yeah." She's like, "All right, okay, I trust you now."
you know,
So, what to my knowledge that I know of right now, but Casimir probably knows more because I wasn't fully there since the beginning. But what you're dealing with is probably not human. Right now, Angie Wolf is probably not gonna be human anymore. Not a vampire either. Well, a more aggressive vampire. Like, they're called ghouls, but like a new kind of ghoul.
Miss Essence, let's not just spill all of our secrets to a
What?
kin.
It's already gonna happen. He knows Alan.
What do you know?
Of the case? What's
Yes.
going on?
If you need our help, what information can you give us?
I suppose I'll start at the top. We have DNA evidence that more than one person is behind this. That's where I say I don't know if they're human, because the DNA shows human. The other doesn't appear in our records. We're keeping the idea that a copycat killer is on the table, but there's no way to prove that it isn't an accomplice. As the evidence shows that there could be more than one. And most of our forensic evidence hasn't been strong enough on their victims' bodies to survive any confirmation of that, of who it could be. The problem, like, I'm sure, Essence, you are aware, killers, human, vampire, they have a type, they have a motive, they have something that makes them tick to pick someone. We have 400 people. Some of them similar, but all of them seemingly random. And most of them have been tossed to strew, of course, around the river. It's the easiest place to get rid of a body. You just throw it in the river. But we can't figure out a set of targets. We can't figure out what's making them tick in particular. And that's where I feel this has to be a vampire. But of course, I can't go to Alan. Well, he says his esteemed guests are there. So he might know what to do. Alan never leaves his territory under any circumstances.
You know Alan's territory.
I do.
Do you have a map so I can see it? So I know. Yes.
The most I can do, pull out a phone to show you. But if you want the full layout, you're going to have to speak with Alan on that one. He wouldn't give me the full range. I've known him for years, so I have an idea of where his territory is, how bit large his territory is, but beyond that, I don't have an exact range. If that's helpful.
Are the killings
Anyway.
happening? The killings, I'm assuming they're happening off of his territory, though, right?
They
The
seem to
body?
be.
They're being.
All the bodies.
The river is not part of his territory?
No. No.
Okay.
With the victims, has any of them been was kindred?
There was one. There was one that was confirmed kindred. Actually, he pulls out his phone and he spends a couple of minutes looking in on it. Yeah, I remember her. She was actually one of shock and awe, one of Alan's employees. Nice lady. Good husband, even despite his taste. Good husband.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet girl. Sweet daughter they had. I don't know how they're doing. To be honest, I haven't been able to speak with them since Alan's guests arrived.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I know, from what I can understand of everything that goes on, I don't know how all of this works. And from what you're confirming, some of them are becoming these cool things, or they just stay dead, being human.
You know that Miss White needs to be taken care of then, right?
That I didn't know. I knew, there was some odd change in her, but I don't know how the process works. I don't know.
She's not going to change back. She will hurt other people.
But
My best suggestion is to get her away from other humans if you want to keep her around.
yes.
But we could also use her as well. And he looks at Essence.
That is correct. Because with her turning and all, she's gonna need to be more closer to who turned her. So if that's the case, she could be our number one lead to lead us to the cause of all this.
But you do not want her near humans.
She needs to be out of that hospital.
And I'm not opposed to that. I have to figure out some jurisdictional reason to move her. We'll have to figure that.
But I do not mind using my club as a sanctuary for her. I have lots of security and everything if you need a place to move her.
That's nice of, believe me, that is very nice of you to offer that. The issue is I need that legal paper trail to keep our legal system in check. And for your secrets to remain secrets, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So we have to go about it in a way that would make it legal.
Other than leaving her for a while and not letting her eat. She'll go cold eventually before she goes crazy and mad. But maybe you could pronounce her dead and then move the body into your club.
It could work.
You
If
would have
it
to
would
find
hurt for the
someone
family.
What did you say?
You would have to find someone to be able to handle that side of it.
Oh.
I don't know anybody.
I don't know a doctor. Do you, Miss Essence?
Do I? She has a lot of connections.
Not within the hospital. Take a couple of days for them to come out. Your brother might know something.
I could ask my brother to know if he knows someone. Worst case scenario, I know off the record that we could forward some papers. It's not like cops are never crooked, of course, but
So, your brother might know something. And he won't be back in town for another day.
It's like I could ask my brother when he comes back into town to see know someone, or like again, we could forward some papers and stuff. Like I know a lot of people that can do that.
However you decide to do it, just make sure
Yeah.
she has a continuous supply of blood. Until then, if you can.
How was her state of mind?
Not there.
He's gonna shake his head and just.
Essence is just saying not there.
So if we do this, it would be you're basically throwing someone out into the world with no conscious mind of their own. They're just following instinct at that point.
We always say we would be there to make sure she doesn't harm anyone, but yeah, everyone.
Do you have somewhere in your club that she could, where she'll be away from humans?
Yes.
Figure that part out, but
I don't think that they would like it if we brought her back to the hotel.
No.
I don't think Alan would be happy with that.
I would not love that.
I don't think Alan's going to be happy at all.
Especially the hotels has humans too there, so it wouldn't be a good place for that.
oh no, like if you're suggesting what I think you're suggesting, I don't know what guests are there. I don't know beyond that. I know it's a hotel, but Alan, as I know, would never allow anything what you're describing to me near his guests,
Yeah.
vampire or not.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure that she's good until we have a place to move her. From there, we could find her sire, maybe even use her.
Yeah.
But I think
that you leave her, and she'll be in that hospital's cape. Mind safe. She can be deemed clinically crazy before anything. Like she could have snapped. She could have mentally digressed. That's easy enough to explain before the power things you guys have come into play.
They're just afraid that she'll harm somebody anytime soon if she doesn't
just
have a
make sure she's
constant.
fed.
She's
Yeah.
basically a ticking time bomb right now.
Just make sure she's fed and she'll be fine. And we'll talk to your brother.
But we better do something.
Very
I am
soon.
really.
Do you happen to have? I don't like this technology paperwork on everything so far. Like a physical copy.
A file.
Yes.
That we could read.
We actually do. He'll hold his finger up to pause, and he'll go to the door, wave one of his detectives over. Go ahead and get some of the files. Some of the more... What kind of files are you looking at? are you wanting to look at?
What do you think, Miss Essence?
We should get Angie's file for sure. Any of the victims, really. That's more recent. And anything about the killer, really.
Okay. And he'll relay that to his detectives. It takes a few minutes, but after a while, they start collecting the files. They're coming through back and forth, before you know, it's like that classic interrogation room desk that you would see on like CSI. You know how large and wide they are.
Mhm.
Before you know, that entire desk is filled with boxes and folders and files. Both of Angie, many of the victims are on there. You have diagrams and maps of the areas that the most recent ones were found. And as he's setting everything down, he waves his detectives off, and then he's starting to go over the files with you. Both of you, go ahead and roll your wits and awareness.
I got a blank. I only rolled 1 dice.
I got a crit.
You got a crit?
Yep. And yeah, I rolled 1. Yep, crit. Which is the 2-starred ones, right? But there has to be 2 of them?
Yes.
Yep, then it's a crit.
Alrighty. Now, as you're listening, both of you are listening to Jonathan explain what each of these files mean. Casimir, you notice at first a strange odor come across your senses. Before you glance up, and trying to figure out where it could be coming from, nothing in the room suggests anything before your attention is turned towards the door. They never fully closed that door. And as you're focusing in, beginning to take a step towards the door, you notice eyes. Red eyes peeking in. A hand comes around the frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fingers wrap around before the eyes come with a face. And you see this very grotesquely shaped humanoid peeking in.
Do I know what clan that is?
You've heard the rumors of what they look like. You know what they are. You've heard rumors that they would be in the city.
I'm gonna look at it and be like, another kindred. Just lock eyes with it. Or is it female or male?
Male.
I'm not gonna lock eyes with him and just be like, it's another kindred. And kind of tap Miss Essence.
Yeah. Does she see now?
Now that he pointed it out, you can see him just peeking his way in, just looking At first, his attention is focused on Jonathan, before he then catches sight of the both of you. And he looks at you with these wide, doe-like eyes, these eyes that are almost like a child's gaze of wonder. And he'll slowly begin to creep in, opening the door.
Casimir is gonna, like, bow gently before he comes in and just let him come in.
He seems to... He's trying to understand the gesture you're giving him. But as he's coming in, you'll notice that he's very... But aside from his head and face, he's pretty much cloaked from his entire body, just covered. And as he's finally, like, processing that the both of you are like him, he begins walking in closer and closer, keeping his hands close to him, before he leans in. He'll start with you, Casimir, so you were the first to notice him. He leans in, looking over you, sniffs you for a moment, and then he'll turn to Essence to repeat the same gesture, coming in close, keeping his hands close to him, trying not to show any threatening gesture, before sniffing you too.
Miss Essence.
Yes.
This smile appears on his face. Gangrel. Friend. And he gets a little bit more excited. Before once Jonathan hears and the other voice, he glances over his shoulder. He was like, oh, I forgot. This is one of my little tricks up my sleeve.
That's how you know about kindred.
Yes, but he was not the first.
Oh.
He came to me by accident.
I've never seen one of his kind from where I'm at. They're rare.
Very.
Really? Weird. They're pretty common here to my understanding. Well, for him in particular, I don't know what happened with him. He's more like a dog than anything. At this point, Lamar's then begins to circle the both of you, just trying to take in and just understand you.
Got a puppy.
Wait, do I know enough lore because my occult is high to know information I can tell Miss Essence?
Yes.
Miss Essence,
Yeah.
you know what his clan is, right?
No.
He's a Nosferatu. Your kind and his kind have had very great history with each other, or so I've been told. I know a little bit about Gangrel, but I've never seen a Nosferatu.
I think I heard about
Maybe
him passing with my brother, but interesting.
maybe he knows something. Maybe you could talk to him more.
I mean, he's a cute little fella. I don't mind talking to him. Lamar, is that the name?
Lamar enthusiastically nods.
Hi, Lamar. So you're Nosferatu?
Yes.
But how'd you end up here in New York? How'd you end up in the police station?
Friend. He points to Jonathan. Oh, there was another case I did a long time ago where we were dealing with something else, and for a while we thought it was Lamar before Lamar somehow was able to apprehend the real suspect.
Okay. Do you know anything about the Jack the Ripper case here in New York?
Are you asking Lamar?
Yeah.
He goes quiet, and he's trying to form the words that are in his mind before he manages to get out. Bad person. Hurting people. Sewer. Live in sewer. Bad things happen. Sewer.
In the sewers?
Jonathan, he's pulling out some maps. Like, he's been saying that for some time, but this is where we're trying to struggle because I don't know how long you've been in the city, either one of you, but if you know New York, for how old it is, you know that there are sewers on sewers on sewers on sewers.
Miss Essence,
don't
what is
know.
the sewer?
A sewer is a underground pipeline to get rid of waste in the city.
You don't have sewers where you're from?
I don't use the bathroom. I'm a kindred.
That right. No, like, but we have hundreds of miles of sewer system, and Lamar isn't that good with math.
You have hundreds of miles of things that get rid of waste. Okay.
But they're very big, so I'm assuming Lamar saw them go through the sewer. And if that's the case, I know a good spot where we can start from.
Where the bodies were.
Yes. Or near the coffee shop where I got attacked at. Because when I went down the alley, they disappeared very quickly. And if there's a manhole down there, then that explains how they escaped the alleyway so quickly without me seeing them. A manhole is how you enter a sewer.
Okay. Thank you. But it's underground.
Underground. Like, we're on top of sewer pipes now. That's like
Lamar will actually start mimicking what you're doing, Casimir. Just looking at the ground too with you.
Where is your home?
sewer. And here, sometimes.
You live underground.
Yes.
Do you think you could take us underground?
I can show. I can show when he looks up at Jonathan as if asking for permission. If you're able to ask him the right things, if you're able to figure something out from him, go ahead. He'll be your best mole.
Do you think, Miss Essence, we could get maybe more contact information on this? I don't know what time it is. Can I see a clock in here?
Jonathan looks down at his watch. It is about 4:30.
We should start getting back to the hotel soon for resting before the sunrise, because the sun will rise here in two-ish hours. But what we can do is have Lamar take us down to the sewers, which I'm gonna hate so much, but I'll do it for the case. But we should get Angie too, just in case. So if the Ripper is down there, and then we have Lamar guide us, and then we also have Angie with us to make sure we pick out the right sire. If there's a whole bunch of them down there, then we will have like basically 2 tracking dogs down there at the same time.
That's actually a good idea.
See, I know
He looks
all
at
this
the-
beauty is brains too.
I have no problem working underground. I mean, it's not stone, but it'll be dark enough, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can't see in the dark?
Unfortunately, my gifts will not let me do that.
I can.
You can.
I believe that was one of my powers. I believe I can see under. I believe that was a thing.
The eyes of the beast.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can.
And Lamar, just waving his hand.
Lamar can.
Thank you, can too.
Well, we should be fine. As long as we stay together in a group. And then he kind of like puts his hands down on the desk with one of the like files, and then kind of pulls it back to his chest and looks at Essence and be like, what about the others?
It's like, we can't do it tonight. We need to talk to everyone to plan this out, especially if we need to get Angie out too to help us down there.
There is a lot of things I wish I could sit and talk to you about alone as well. I'm very worried about the other two as far as our coterie goes. Rochelle is still missing her mother. And I'm afraid they may have made incident at the hospital. Do you think maybe you could make that incident go away?
Oh, so you have to, depending on how severe it was and how long ago it happened.
I'm gonna guess tonight.
I'll have to see what I can do. I may be the police chief, but there's only so much that I can do in my power to.
That's
Oh.
all we can ask
Oh.
to try.
Don't you guys have big boss vampires too? Couldn't they do
I'm a
something as well?
tourist. I'm a tourist.
Like, we're on the mission for the big boss vampires at the same time, and I think we're kind of fresh out of favors.
I'm
at
out
this
of
time.
asking for favors right now.
Yeah, I think we're kind of fresh out of favors at this moment in time until we can give them more information. We're kind of stuck here. So, game plan. We would like. Can we have these copies of the files? Can we take these files? Is some of these we can have with us? Like, what can we do with these files?
What I can do, the most I can do is send digital copies.
That's
Because
fine.
these can leave the station under any circumstances.
I can give you my email to send me those. I'll print them out so Cashmere's can have a copy.
Thank you.
Make sure they are destroyed as soon as you are finished with them.
I
This case is extremely sensitive, and I'm sure you have your own little secret cloak thing you have to do with your kind.
We're pretty
Too.
out in the open. I'm just kidding. But
We're doing our best not to break the masquerade. But it seems like that is out of the question now. We have to get going. It's getting...
so yeah, send us the digital copies. We're gonna talk to the others, create a game plan. Hopefully we can get Angie. If you guys on your end can help us get Angie while we do our stuff on our end. Once we get Angie, we're gonna take Lamar, and then we're gonna go underground and see what we can do.
Let me know when you're ready, and then I'll send Lamar your way. He knows. He's a simple soul, but he knows this city like the back of his hand.
Can I touch him? I never. He's gonna hold his hands out.
Lamar looks really confused for a moment, and just kind of, you're holding your hand out, he just tapping your hands gently with his.
He's gonna tap on the top of his hand, just...
He flinches slightly, but then seeing that you're not meaning any harm to him, allows it.
And then he's gonna back away, because it also... I remember what kind of predator I'm in, and I'm not looking forward to that right now, so I'm just like, I just wanted to touch one. I'm gonna tell everybody back at my coder that I...
Yeah. Good for you, Cassie. But I believe we have a great game plan. I'm glad to know you're on our side, Jonathan. Good to know. And once we know anything, or you know anything, I have your number and you have mine.
Yes. And when those guest people are not around, then I can go and speak with Alan. Because he owes me some information.
If there's anything you need me to ask Alan, I can ask for you if you need me to.
I feel like he would get upset at how much information is getting spread around.
Probably.
You know, that nasty thing. He's a good soul. Do vampires have souls?
We do not.
No.
Actually, we do. There's a very long history about that.
No, we don't have time for
We're
that.
gonna get into that some other time.
We don't have
Good soul.
time.
Yeah. Good soul. Kind. Strange, but he does what he can for others. So, give him my don't give him my regards.
I'm gonna give
think
him
I'm
your
the-
regards.
The Casimir.
Right. As you begin gathering up what you can, what you're able to take, what you're not, and with the promise of digital copies, you're escorted out, and you're waiting for Isaac to return to come pick you up, which doesn't take that long. And as he collects you and gathers you back up, you drive your way back to the hotel. It's still dark out. It's dark, but it's starting to pick up in traffic for the very early morning commuters heading their way to work. And as you guys are waiting in the car, Rochelle and Rain,
Yes.
the adrenaline from everything you have experienced is still coursing through your veins. You were just dropped off by Isaac. He doesn't have much to say on the way back. He doesn't ask any questions, but he knows something happened. But he's mostly focused on waiting to get that call so he can go pick up his employer. And as you get dropped off, you're heading back into the hotel. You guys are settling down, recollecting yourselves of the events that happened this night, wondering if you're doing the right thing, if you ever even did the right thing. At the top of the stairs, you see two people staring down at you. People you have seen before and have spoken with before. The pair, Beatrix and Caden, begin making their way down the stairs, staring at both of you. Back so early? I could have swore you were heading over to that hospital. Beatrix is folded her hands, bringing them close to her. Did anything interesting happen?
Rochelle's gonna look at Rain and then look back at Beatrix and
Kind of say, yeah, we got some information.
Oh, well, that's good. What did you happen to find?
Angie Wolf, she spoke in a language I couldn't understand, but there was one word that I could make out.
Oh,
Doctor?
no, there. Caden, my dear brother, didn't you happen to live near there? Caden just shaking his head. I lived close by, yes, but do you happen to have more words that you can think of? I might be able to help.
Rochelle, I don't know the exact words, I can't remember them, but Rochelle gives the other words that she had said.
This gives Caden some pause, and he starts repeating the words just under his breath, softly, thoughtfully. I believe? Yes. Oh, but that's interesting. He then mutters, I've not heard that language in a long time. Okay. You've provided me with more information than you'll know. But how did the conversation with her go?
It went. That's all she says, and she starts to walk past him.
Dear Rochelle, how is your control of the beast going?
Rochelle kind of stops. Just fine. And then keeps walking.
And
goes to head up to her room.
Beatrix actually seems amused by Rochelle's little gesture before looking at you, Rain. Rather a little sassy, spunky soul, isn't she?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you have some manners. You'd be surprised how many don't have those manners.
I would assume with you.
Did anything else happen tonight?
No.
She looks very bemused for a moment. I do hope you continue to remain careful. It would be shame if anything were to happen to any of you.
It would, wouldn't it? But we made it unhurt, unscathed.
That is true. Where is Miss Cobra? And that little Casimir?
Out with her helper.
Oh, well, it looks like you won't be able to tease him tonight, brother. I suppose not.
You
Do.
dodged a bullet.
See if you actually learned how to use that phone for me. I'm curious if you can even learn something that simple. And the two laugh it off for a little bit before taking each other's hands and then going out the front door. They disappear off to do their own thing. What do you do?
Rain's gonna watch them leave, kind of do like a small, smile, and then heads to her room. Rochelle has the phone, right?
Yeah.
Can she catch up to Rochelle?
There was enough time.
Have her catch up to Rochelle. To me, it seemed like they were prying.
Well, they are the ones who hired us. But I don't trust them.
I didn't either, and I kind of sort of lied. Can you let the other two know we didn't tell where they were exactly?
Yeah, I'll send a message to Essence.
Great. That's all. And she goes back to her room.
Before Rochelle goes to her room, she kind of stops. Can she go and find Alan?
She can.
Okay, then she goes in to find Alan.
It takes a little bit of time, but you find him heading towards his office for the last of the paperwork of the evening. He had to leave for a little bit and come back. But as you're going to meet him, and as he's now unlocking his door, and he happens to glance up to see you. Oh, I didn't expect you back, so everything okay?
No.
Yep.
He unlocks his office, opens the door, gestures for you to come inside. I would make a joke about this, but I feel you actually need some help.
We talked to Angie Wolf.
How'd that go?
According to
That well?
Casimir. Huh?
That well?
Huh. Well, according to Casimir, she's a ghoul, but worse somehow. And then he mentioned having to get rid of her, and then that made me angry and frustrated, and then I saw a version of myself. Is that people keep mentioning the beast? Is that what that is?
Everyone's beasts emerge in its own way. Some can see their beasts, some just hear them, some feel their presence. It's essentially the darker, inhuman aspects of our soul. Those that eventually we succumb to. Not always lose, but succumb to.
And there's no way to stop it or get rid of it.
By feeding. You feed, you quench it goes quiet for some time before it calls again. It will be with us for all time. There's unfortunately nothing. You can stall it all you want, but I had to learn to work with mine. Has it always worked? No. As much as I don't care to admit it, I've made my mistakes. But when you still have that regret and desire to do better, it'll allow your resolve to come through. What did your beast tell you?
I was feeling guilty about us possibly having to kill Angie, and the beast told me that I shouldn't care.
And I don't have a good enough answer for that. But I can say sometimes there is a way, sometimes there is no way. Now, what I go with, I'm no stranger to siring and embracing. I'm no stranger when it comes to bringing in those who were abandoned. But the question that I always present and ask myself, if this being has lost their way, what is a life or an unlife for them? Is there any quality left to them? Or do we just give in and allow them to be miserable?
Rochelle kind of thinks about it and then nods. And then she stops pacing and goes, "Thank you. That actually helped."
I may not be the best teacher, but I try where I can. And we're always still learning at the end of the day. We're no different. We all want to live a life that we never had. We all want to give things a chance and hope for the best. But we also must accept if there is no chance, what can we do to help them find peace?
Thank you, Alan.
Of course. Before you head to your room, I do know you have a preferred dating method. I couldn't fathom why you didn't come to me for the longest time, but you don't prefer taking from the vein, do you?
Absolutely not, no.
I still have ways to help. And he lightly tapped on a little folder at his side. They will notice after a while. I have alternative methods of finding what you need.
I'll consider it.
All right.
And after that, she kind of just walks past Alan and goes to leave.
Do have a good rest.
Good night, Alan. Or morning.
Or morning.
And as you leave, go to head to your room. Much more time has passed than you realize before you notice that Essence and Casimir have returned and everyone's slowly beginning to head into their rooms as the sun is beginning to come up.